So first of all, let us start with Ondra and his gorillas and see how AI can actually help wildlife after all is attached and up and running. Ondra, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tomáš. Thank you for the invitation. It's an honor to be here and talk to all of you guys. Actually, Tomáš called me a month or two ago, and he was like, "Oh, well, we have a celebration, birthday celebration of Datamol. You should come. A couple of friends talking together." So it's like, okay, we will have some beer. It's gonna be fun. Then I got instructions to prepare some slides and talks and propagate everything on LinkedIn, and here we are. So it's even bigger than I expected, and thank you for that. And as you mentioned, Tomáš, we are the, let's say, next door brother or neighbor. I'm from the Faculty of Electrical Engineering. We studied there. We moved in similar pace, and we still are. So similar growth, slightly different industries, slightly different markets. I think we never competed anywhere on any account. So it's kind of, even on the Czech small market where everyone knows each other, it's possible to stay friends in the AI space. And when I was thinking about what we were thinking about when we were celebrating the 10th birthday a year ago, we were somehow summarizing the impact, right? So there are numbers, it's business, we need to do revenue, profit, and all of that. But at the end of the day, it is about experiences and projects that did some impact. And it's like Reinhold Messner is saying, it doesn't have to be positive, but it's intensive experience. And I think the project I'll talk about is one of such experiences, but it's not about us, it's about this guy. I don't know if you recognize him. It's Jonathan Ledgard. He was a hosting professor at CTU a couple of years ago, and I actually met him when I was finishing my PhD, starting in Blindspot. And he came to the lab and he was asking, you know, there are a lot of women dying in Africa. I was like, yes, that's horrible. What can we do? I was like, you know, we need to get blood packages to them when they are giving childbirth to save them. It's like, okay, great plan. Equatorial Africa, how we will get the blood there? There are no roads or anything. And it's like, okay, so I have this idea of flying donkey. It will be a drone, and it will ship blood packages 50 kilometers across the rainforest, and then it will drop it next to the woman giving childbirth, and it will save her. And so, very crazy idea. He got the best and brightest minds, and us as well, to the table. And we are discussing with a Swiss startup, some US startup company, I think it was EPFL, and other universities next to CTU. And also Norman Foster, he built the biggest airports in, I think, Barcelona as well as Dubai. He pitched him, hey, you can build the smallest one in Africa for drones. And they did it. So they built the smallest drone ports in Africa. They created drones for transporting blood packages. And now the company Zipline saved like hundreds of thousands of women giving childbirth in Africa. And since then, we stayed in touch. And year to year, this guy was coming with ideas. Let's put microphones across the landscape and we will listen to the sound of insect. And we will see the biodiversity of that landscape. So that didn't happen. The next idea was that we will collect samples from rivers. From there, we will analyze all DNA fragments that are there, and we will find out how the biodiversity is evolving along the river. Great idea, environmental DNA. I never heard about it. I got fascinated. That also didn't happen. But then I was talking to my kids when we were in a kindergarten, about this guy, Jonathan Ledgard, and his love about the giraffes. So he spent 18 years in Africa, again, saving giraffes. And he wrote a book. And I was talking to the kids about this book and giraffes because we were next to the giraffes. And that was the zookeeper. And I was like, oh, I know this guy, Jonathan Ledgard. He's the best guy. He knows the giraffes. So I was like, okay, so he really knows the stuff. And he came with the idea to put the giraffes on blockchain. And I was like, because like it was the age of blockchain. And I didn't understand first. I didn't understand the second time and the third time. And then we drank a lot of beer and we pivoted to gorillas, right? Because it makes sense. And so last year, we put the gorillas on blockchain. And basically the idea behind that is quite sound, I would say. Gorillas, these are mountain gorillas in Rwanda, they generate like substantial percentage of the GDP of Rwanda. So they are very precious, but they don't make the money. They cannot pay for anything, even though if they would be people, they would generate tremendous amount of money and they would be super rich. So Jonathan was thinking, hey, let's give them a digital wallet and they will generate money through the tourism. We will load up their wallets and then they can pay for the services they need, right? And I was like, okay, so that would be probably eating, mating, other stuff, migration. And so we weren't sure what the gorillas want to have. So we used AI to mine all scientific literature about gorillas and we found their preferences. And we basically modeled the patterns, how the gorillas move around as individuals, as groups, as species. And we created their digital twins and we gave them digital wallets. And it was all simulated, but during the migration season last year, we let the gorillas pay for the removal of fences and snares, etc. And the mother gorilla is the first one, Gisobizu is her name, that made the digital transaction and paid the rangers to remove some snares. And so great success. We went to Africa to see the gorillas making the transactions. And actually it was funded by AWS, Amazon. They made a movie about this. This is part of the movie that we are allowed to show. It's going to be screened next week in Las Vegas. So it's very a typical story. What I love about Jonathan is that he's setting up some crazy ideas, but the first idea with the zipline, it really it's saving the lives. And here we are hoping to improve the lives of the species. There is a lot of problems. We don't want to introduce capitalism to the ecosystem, right? So the gorillas will make the money. What about the bats or the worms or the flowers? So it's not that easy. It's still evolving concept. I would say this was like very, very tiny proof of concept, but we love the direction. Now we are looking to get some more money to evolve this idea even further. So that's that. The first question I got from Tomasz is, so is there anything you do with animals? I couldn't think of anything, and then I remembered the gorilla. So here we are. I don't know if I have any questions to answer. I have a few seconds left. How many cows work in Nalemol? I have no idea. But thank you all. I will be happy to discuss this project and discuss anything AI.
Okay, I have a question. How many wallets are there?
How many wallets? So at the end of the day, we made wallet for some individuals. So I think like 5. The alpha male has a wallet, right? The mother. And then there are some groups of gorillas that have a wallet together as they migrate together. And actually, it was a good question because it doesn't does it make sense to give wallet to individual gorillas, to a group, to number of groups, or to the species as such? And it's not very clear. But yeah, we started at the individual level and we are moving up the food chain.
Thank you very much. I guess there's a question.
So it's all simulated. It's kind of like the digital twin. So during the migration, we model it in some very simplistic simulation, and we are like running. We are running the preference model, what they need, right? And again, from the literature, we extracted like the basic needs that are validated with the scientists. And as in the digital world, the need is triggered, we send it to the rangers. They do the physical stuff. They confirm it on the cell phone. They take pictures, etc., collect evidence. They send it back, and the rangers receive the payment from the digital wallet of the digital twin of the gorilla. So they don't have the money in their pockets yet. Yeah.
Great. Any other question? Is there? Oh.
Who is funding these projects? Not many people. So even I don't know how Jonathan is making money, to be sure. He's doing a lot of research, and I don't know who is funding that. Maybe the royalties from the book. This project was funded mostly by AWS and some private money. But it was like, let's say, $100K US. But the project needs maybe like 10 million every year for next 10 years to bring to introduce the interspecies money concept. And this is the investors we are looking for. So in case you know anyone, please let me know. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ondra. Thank you for the talk.